everyone. We are the Group 2 and we are going to discuss about the basic long-term financial concept. I'm Catherine and Malunes.
I'm Arnold Giagner. I'm Andrea May Amante.
I'm Sharon May Villas.
And I am John Arnold P. Sabe.
Time value of money. A peso today is worth more than a peso tomorrow. All individuals and businesses faces the same basic finance-related problems such as where to put the money and where to get the money. Before answering the two questions, I would like to discuss first what is time value of money. Time value of money is the concept that a sum of money is worth more now than the same sum will be at a future date due to its earnings potential in the interior. Which means, ang konsepto ng isang kabuuan ng pera ay mas nagkakahalaga ngayon kaysa sa parehong halaga sa hinaharap dahil sa potential na kita sa interior. Investors prefer to receive money today rather than the same amount of money in the future because a sum of money, once invested, grows over time. Example, money deposited into a savings account earn interest. Another example is, you have the option of receiving 10,000 now or 10,000 2 years from now. So, despite the equal face value, 10,000 today has more value and utility than it will 2 years from now due to the opportunity cost associated with the delay. So going back to the problem, which is where to put the money and where to get the money, is the first problem is called the investment decision, while the second is the financing decision. In addressing the investment problem, individuals and companies choose from a wide range of real and financial assets. They can opt to put their funds in real assets and represent their various projects. Addressing the financing problem requires businesses to seek out funding sources such as equity infusion by investors or to borrow from financial institutions such as banks. The cash inflows in acquiring the funds and outflows related to the payment of dividends to the owners and the repayment of principal and interest to creditors are likely to occur in the long term.
The concept of interest. The most basic finance-related formula is the computations of interest. It is computed as the follows. The formula is I is equal to P times R times T, where I is for the interest and P is for principal and R the interest rate and T is for the time period. Interest is the earned or the incurred for the use of the principal amount over the relevant time period. Which means, interest is the price you'll pay to borrow or return the earned on an investment. So, from the given, our principal is 1,000 pesos, our rate is 9%, and the time period is 1 year. So, to get the interest, we will just going to multiply the principal, the rate, and the time period. So, the interest is 90. Simple interest is the interest charge on borrowing that is calculated using an original principal amount and only an interest rate that is never changes. To compute the simple interest, first, we will going to compute the interest at the year 1 as given above and get its total. Second, the cumulative interest will be 900. And to get the total, just add the principal plus cumulative interest and the result is the total.
Compound interest. Compound interest is calculated on the principal amount and the accumulated interest of previous periods. It can be regarded as interest on interest.
Now I will going to show you how to compute the compound interest as given above. So the first given is year 1, then the principal plus cumulative interest is 10,000 pesos and the rate is 9% and the time is 1. So to get its interest, we're just going to times the principal, which is 10,000, times 9%, which is the rate, and times 1, which is the time. So 10,000 times 9% times 1 is equivalent to 900. So our interest is 900. And to get its cumulative interest, since it is the first given, we're just going to write this interest here. And to get its total, we're going to add the 10,000, which is the principal, and the interest. So 10,000 plus 900 is 10,900. And the second given, which is in the year 2, its principal plus cumulative interest is 10,900. So this 10,900 is the total for the year 1. So its rate is 9% and time is 1. So we're just going to times again the principal, rate, and time. So 10,900. So 10,900 times 9% times 1 is 981. So our interest is 981. And to get the cumulative interest, we're going to add the 900 plus interest 981, which is equivalent to 1,881. And to get it total, we're going to add the interest plus principal plus cumulative interest, which is 10,900 plus 981, and the result is 11,881. And in the year 3, the given is 11,881, and its rate is 9%, and the time is 1. Again, to get its interest, we're just going to multiply this. We're going to multiply the principal, rate, and time. Principal is 11,881 times 9% times 1. So it is 1,069.29. So our interest is 1,069.29. 1,069.29. And to get its cumulative interest, we are going to add the cumulative interest and the interest. And it will going to be 2,950.29. To get the total, we are going to add the interest and the principal. So 11,881 plus 1,069.29. So 29 and 15. So our total is 12,950.29. So this is the way how we're going to compute the compound interest.
Future value of money. Future value. It is the value of a current asset of a future date based on an assumed growth rate. Formula of future value. Future value is equals to initial value times interest plus rate times time period. FVIF stand for Future Value Interest Factor. It is a financial ratio used to determine the future value of an amount invested
To compute the future value, here is the formula. Future value equals initial value times 1 plus rate times time. So our example is 12,950.29 equals to 10,000 times 1 times plus R times T. So, or times time. So, this 12,950.29 is the total at the compound interest year 3. And this 10,000 is its initial value that she invested at year 1. So, we're going to do this. 12,950.29 equals 10,000 times 1 plus 9% since its rate is 9% and the time is 3 since it's 3 years. Or we'll just simplify to put this 12,950 equals to 10,000 times 1.2950. So where did we get the 1.2950? So we get it at the table of future value interest factor. So to get its future value interest factor, we're going to find the one which is the 9% which is at the above of the table, which is this one 9%, and its time is 3. So we'll find the year 3 or the period which is this. So we're going to find its intersect. So 3 into 9% is 1.2950. So this is the result by using the FVIF table or the future value interest factor. So to get the future value, we're going to multiply the initial value to this. So which is referred to as future value interest factor. So 10,000 times 1.2950 is 12,950 pesos. So this is how we were going to do or to compute the future value.
Present value of money is the current value of a future sum of money or stream of cash flow given a specified rate of return.
Formula. Present value is equals to future value over 1 plus rate times time.
Now I'm going to show you how to compute the present value. Its formula is present value is equals to future value over 1 plus rate times time. So based on the example above, your father told you that he will entrust you with the funds for your graduate program education. He gave you two options. First, receive the money now in the amount of 200,000 or receive 500,000 10 years from now. The available investment opportunities to you provide a 10% rate of return. So which option would you prefer? To address this dilemma, you either determine the future value of the 200,000 pesos and compare it with the expected cash flow of 500,000 pesos 10 years from now, or compute for the present value of the 500,000 pesos and compare it to the 200,000 pesos which you can receive today. So choosing the second method will require you to get the present value of 500,000 as shown below. So present value. So our future value is 500,000. And it's since 1 will capital 1 and plus 10% since it has a rate of return of 10%. Then we will going to times it into 10 since 10 years from now, this is the time. So, the result is positive. So, 192,771.64 is greater than 200,000. Since the 200,000 is greater than 192,771.64, which is the present value of 500,000 pesos, you will choose to receive the 200,000 pesos today instead of waiting for it in 10 years' time. Getting it now will allow you to grow the investment at the rate of 10%, and the related future value is expected to be greater than the 500. So to validate this, we compute for the future value of the 200. So we're going to compute for the future value of 200,000 pesos. So our present value is 200,000 pesos times 1 plus rate times time. So its future value is 518,748.50. So 518,748 pesos point 50 centavos is greater than 500,000. So, since the future value amounting to 580,748.50 centavos is greater than 500,000 in 10 years, therefore it is better to choose the option 1, which is this, to get the 200 pesos now and invest it for 10 years. For example, the PVIF given 10 years and the rate of 10% is equals to 0.3855. This is the intersection of time period equals 10 and the interest rate 10% in the PVIF table. So this is equals to 1 over 1 plus 10% times 10 is equivalent to 0.3855. So to get the present value of our example, we're going to multiply the 500,000 times 1 over 1 plus 10% times 10, or 500,000 times 0.3855. So the total of this is 192,771.64 pesos. And the total of this is 192,750 pesos. So this is how we're going to get or to compute the present value using the PVIF table.